Good morning. Welcome to this week's edition of Monday's Messages. Well, how was your week? Hope it was good. What an interesting week. I got a phone call from one of my very dear friends who has walked this journey with me and been my spiritual guide and advisor for so many years. And when I was going through what I was going through with Liam, she was there by my side and she was able to relate to me as nobody else was because she had been through the same thing that I had gone through. And as we were talking, I was recounting to her about how when when Liam, for those of you who don't know, my son Liam, when he was 9 years old, started having, one day he's this normal, happy go lucky kid riding roller coasters, and I'm sitting on the side with the bags because I ain't going on no roller coasters. By the way, if you're ever wondering how many times it takes to say the Our Father going up the Hill of the Fury, 325 at Carowinds, 2 times. So, anyway, he was a roller coaster fanatic, loved roller coaster. And one day he just got these severe headaches and they came from nowhere and they were debilitating and they were scary and they were so bad. And I would be sleeping at 3 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden I would hear him scream, "Mom, Mom." And I would go in there and he'd be holding us and screaming, writhing in pain, and I'd be watching him in terror, not knowing what the hell to do. I'd be like, what do I do? And so I would like grab the Tylenol, grab the ibuprofen, put mask on his head, whatever, and he's just screaming. He's literally screaming in agony and pain, and I am powerless, and I'm hopeless, and I don't know what the hell to do to help my son. So I immediately start praying, please God, please let the pain stop. Let help the pain go away. Don't let my son go through all this pain. What can I do? Please, please, begging God to take the pain away from my son because it was so agonizing to watch. And eventually, it led down a very very dark path. And without going into too much detail, we ended up in Duke Hospital in the ICU unit, and they had to do exploratory brain surgery to see what was going on. And I tell you what, during this time, thank God for the prayer warriors. Thank God, because I'm convinced that they saved my son's life. Um, Nothing short of a miracle happened. When they got out of surgery, the doctor had explained what had happened. And I'm not even going to say because it's just too hard to say. Some of you know, but in essence, what had happened to save his life was something called collateral circulation kicked in, and his the blood two alternate blood vessels basically had found a new path in his brain to feed his brain what it needed to go to keep working. So looking back, when he was going through this horrific pain that I was praying to go away, that was actually saving his life, and I had no idea. God's miracles were in action. They were finding new ways to keep him alive and safe, and not even brain damaged. You would never in a million years know what was going on inside this kid's head unless you saw the horrific MRIs that they were showing. He had the body had found new ways to correct itself and save his life. And that's why he was going through so much pain, because the body was trying to save his life. So, in essence, when I was sitting there and meaning well, praying for the pain to go away, but it didn't, it happened because it needed to happen. He needed to go through that pain to save his life. And that's the black and white of it. By going through the pain, his life was saved. And I am so grateful that he went through that pain now. It's not easy to watch. but it saved his life and gave him a second chance at life here. Um, so I wanted to bring up a few things. One, the amazing power of prayer, and how if you're going through whatever you're going through, pray, 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 pray. And my prayer today is just, God, help me to stay out of your way today and do what you would have me do today according to your will, not mine. And I give it all over to you today because I don't know what's best for me, you know, and I definitely don't know what's best for my son sometimes. I try, I try. We all try, but the pain is the price of admission into a new life, and it's been the same in all my times that I've gone through severe pain and trials. I always came out on the other side that much stronger and closer to God after after my recovery. When I was going through the pain and I was trying to ease it with um, alcohol and other things, that didn't work. It was a temporary fix, and it only made matters worse. And it was leading me down the wrong path, but it was the dark path. And when I started seeking the light and going towards my higher power, and when I would hit these life storms, giving it over to God and trusting God to take care of everything according to his will, not mine. And it doesn't need to make sense to me at the time, because certainly when my son was writhing in pain, holding his head, and I didn't know what to do, you know, that didn't make any sense at the time. Now looking back, I can see exactly why it had happened, and I thank God it happened and saved my son's life. Without that, we would have never known anything was going on. And my friend who's going through what she's going through, she she used to tell me, if it's hysterical, it's historical. So anytime I go through these hysterical situations, they're always historical for me in my relationship with my higher power, because that's where I really get to put myself in God's loving hands and trust and have faith that he's got me 100%. And I just need to trust and know that God's with me, even if it just means just for that day, just to get through one day at a time, trusting I'm going to trust God today to take care of me. I'm going to trust God today to take care of my son. I'm going to trust God today to take care of my husband. Whatever. I'm going to trust God. And the release it gives to be able to do that is amazing. Um, in the 12-step recoveries, there's all these slogans and phrases that go around. And one is, I can't, God can, I think I'll let him. And I would say that, but it didn't really hold anything to me. It didn't really hit it for me, because the I can't is step one. God can is step two. I think I'll let him is step three. Here's what I had to add. And I had to add in an extra one there. I can't. God can. God will. Why don't I let him today? I had to add the faith element, because without that faith element, it was hollow for me. So if I can I can accept that I can't do everything that I may want to do. I'm powerless. The one who has the power is my higher power. I have to have faith that my higher power is going to handle everything the most perfect possible way for me today. And then I just need to lovingly give it to him and trust that he's got me and he's got everything, all my worries, fears, and anxieties. And I'm going to be fine as long as I live in God's loving hands today. So that's my message for today. I hope you got something from it. If you're enjoying these, hit the subscribe button. Let's keep in touch. Let's keep this going. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.